Isn't this picture absolutely beautiful? Hmm, love it. All right, I need to talk to you all. Um, I just got through with a counseling session that lasted quite a while. And as I was talking towards the end here, the Lord said, you need to talk to all of them, that this is something that a lot are dealing with. So let me just show you what He showed me, okay? And if He shows up, Lord, you're welcomed. But I need to share with you what He showed me this morning as I was counseling. Hi, Marcus. So this is what happened. While I was in a counseling session, this person deals with deals with the fact that not feeling pretty. It was a female. And I need to address that. The other thing we were addressing, which is the most important of all, but all of it goes together, okay? The most important thing to address, the Lord wanted me to address this morning, was the fact that so many of us think God is on the throne with a you know a club in his hand, just wants to is criticize and just wants to discipline and beat us up, and we're never going to amount to much, and we're never going to be good enough, and that God is just there to judge, and that's all He is, and we tend to feel this. So let me address what He showed me, okay? Because everything is extremely important right now. And the reason I want to say this too, what He's been using me for right now the most is to minister to His children. All right. He's having me do a lot of ministering through Him, and giving words like the other day that is going to help them be strong, to help them have faith. Okay. And so this is one He said that you need to address because it's a bondage. I'm going through it myself. Okay. And I'm going to just lay it on the table because it's going to help you. And that's the whole purpose for this. All right. So, Lord, I just ask that you help me have memory of everything you said and help me explain this in a way that is easy to understand. And I ask you, God, that if you want to have say any more, you are more than welcome to take over. And I thank you for it in Jesus' name. Okay. So this is it. Let's start with the first subject first. Vanity. Looks. Women have been programmed since the time we began about looks. Sometimes guys get wrapped in this too, because He said, don't forget you guys. You guys can get wrapped in this too, where it all becomes about your looks. Okay? And what can happen is the looks and whether you're beautiful or not become your identity. And what you need to understand is the beauty inside will show on the outside. And that's what we need to have is the beauty of the heart, the beauty of the Spirit of God that's in you, the beauty of your soul, your emotions. Okay? So I'm going through it myself. The Lord started saying about don't adorn. Just for now, this is not that putting on a little makeup is wrong or jewelry, but it is the fact that right now God is asking us to separate completely from worldly things and get alone with Him into our chamber. All right? So you women will get this the most. You have to put down the makeup and the jewelry and all this. All right? Now, I've always had very pretty eyes. But I've always been a large framed woman. I've always been large framed. I've always hated it. You see these little cute petite little things, size 5. It's like, really, I'd be dead at a size 5. And sometimes guys will treat you different because you're not little. You must be able to take more. No, I still feel just as much pain as that little thing. Okay, I'm just not so little. And I always had pretty eyes. But if you take the makeup off, they're not so pretty anymore. Because I never had a lot of, thick lashes and thick hair. I had long lashes, but not thick. Now that I've aged, oh man, it's just all downhill. I've got very little lashes. My eyebrows are sparse and got bald spots on my eyelash, on my brows. I have gained a lot of weight with age. I used to be thin for a while. I always wanted to be that pretty old lady, that man, she looks good for her age. Not happening. And now I have to put down the makeup. And this woman was dealing with the same thing. And we have all these shortcomings. Let me tell you something. There is freedom in putting it down. Why? Because it's become a bondage. Who cares what others' bondage of having to go through that hassle? And because I don't have lashes, I got to put on false lashes and makeup, and it's a hassle. How many of you women, when you're at home, don't wear makeup? Because it's a pain in the butt. But when you go out, you do because you're so afraid of what you might look like. Let go of the bondage. This is what God is doing in this hour. Let go of the bondage. Let go of worldly ways and worldly thinking. All right? It is, right, B? I don't care what people think. I'm not looking for a guy. I'm not looking for anything. I just want to serve God. Now I got to go to the doctor's Thursday because I started bleeding again. That's more important to go and take care of business. What do I care what people think? Well, okay, I get very, very dark under the eyes. Sometimes, even Deb looked at me the other day when she was home and she said, Joni, the last 2 days, she goes, Joni, you didn't look good. She goes, you didn't look good at all. You looked bad. And she didn't mean bad like pretty. She meant sick. You look sick, Joni. Your skin's a little gray. You're so dark under the eyes, they're almost black. This is much more important than makeup, okay? The thing is, and I'll address all that too about your illnesses and your infirmities and your disabilities or whatever you're dealing with, because this is all going to come into play. I want you to really take heed to what I'm saying. And you guys hang in there with me because there's a lot more going on here. This is not about looks. This is about bondages. Okay? And women, you've been programmed to believe this all your life, that your looks is your value, and those are lies. Some guys can be so cruel. They intensify that. I've had that. I've had one guy tell me, he cut me off at the feet. I've had that. Well, do you think you could pray for God to change your bones? I was thin. And this guy said, do you think you could ask God to change your bones? Because you're not little enough for me. Well, I feel more sorry for the man because it's his loss. I'm a good woman. I was a wonderful wife while I could be one. You're lost, sweetheart. Okay? Don't let bondages and the society claim who you are. Let God. All right. So I told her, because she deals with this so terribly that she can't get out of this bubble of, well, I don't want to look like this in heaven. I hate this. I hate that. I've always wanted this. I always wanted to be tall. And I said, listen, you will be gorgeous and stunning in heaven. It doesn't matter what you look like in heaven. There is nothing but joy. You need to let go of the bondage of this now. And it's all in the mind, guys. Your mindset, your attitude must change. So I'm working on myself, literally. I was almost in tears over this. And I said, Lord, seriously, are you going to make me go to the doctors looking like this? I'm so humiliated. I'm so ugly. And I looked and I started doing my self-talk that he taught me. Joni, what's important? This is a bondage. When you're that shook up, that's a bondage. It's a it really any better. It makes you think you look better. Okay? But what does it matter? Okay, so you're going to look more sickly. You are sick. You are ill. So big deal. Maybe they'll be nicer to you because you're not disguising so much. Who cares? Let go of the bondage. And you do self-talk and tell yourself it doesn't matter. What matters is the beauty on the inside will show on the outside. So let me give you the example I gave her. Have you ever known anybody in your life who wasn't born with beauty? It's not that they used to be beautiful, but now they can't accentuate it and they're losing it with age or whatever. They just never were beautiful, male or female. But when you got to know their heart, you were drawn to them. You were really drawn to them. You could see yourself married to them. Why? Because the attraction was in the beauty of the heart. Okay? The beauty's in the heart. And because beauty in the outside always will go. I look nothing like I did. Anybody who friends me on Facebook, you can go in my photos. You'll see when I was in my early 40s, and I was thin and I was more stunning. Now, we won't go there. Everything's falling south, everything's going downhill fast in a handbasket. But that's not who I am. I'm still the same person that I was then. It just don't look the same. Okay? But the thing is, what the Lord also said to her was, some of these things he's allowed because they're a buffeting tool. So women who are not made the way that they think they should have been, it's a buffeting tool. And some of the stuff that he allows you, the shortcomings of your family, maybe you have a temperament in your family. All right? He's going to allow you to have to deal with a temperament that you've got to get under control and under the blood. But it's a buffeting tool to refine and purify. Do you understand? He allows all these buffeting tools. But even the Lord said, you are a diamond in the rock, and I must buffet away the rock to get to the beautiful diamond. That has to be buffeted and shined in order to come around to the beauty that's actually in there. Do you see? Okay? Okay, so that's enough about the beauty. But please remember, this is all included with the rest of it. So now let's get into infirmities, disabilities, the attacks on your body against you. Some aren't being healed. Why? Do you remember the point in the Bible about the thorn in his, and I don't remember which apostle it was, but the thorn in his side? Do you remember the one who wrestled God? I think it was Jacob who wrestled God and had a limp the rest of his life? These are buffeting tools. These are to refine and to bring you to the place, because my disability is pretty bad. Okay? Why am I not healed? Do I not have faith? Well, I've been healed 3 times. Of course I have faith. And do you know there's times where he'll give me a break in the pain? Well, why not just heal me? Because it's a buffeting tool. Let me tell you why. Every time, yes, wrestled with the angel, that's right. And he had a limp. So he had pain in his hip and he had to limp. Not because God was punishing him. It's a buffeting tool. It's a thing that reminds him of his wrestling with this angel. It's a remembrance, okay? Now for me, I've always been a go-getter. Anybody who's followed me for a while, you know I have a strong personality. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm not mean, but I've got backbone. I will stand up. I will defend my family. I am a deeply passionate person. I love deeply. I'm a go-getter. I'm a team player. I'm a worker. When I was trying to do my own business, I'd work up to 14, 15 hours a day on average. When I first did this ministry, I worked 13 hours a day, 7 days a week, until there was nothing left of me. And the Lord had let me rest. Okay? But I'm a go-getter. Now, if you give me my body, look out. What do you think I'll be doing? I'll be out there helping him finish the sanctuary, this safe haven. I'll be in here cooking, cleaning, working. That's what I did. Before my body started giving out totally, I was out there working like a doggone man, building. I was working with cement and rocks and shoveling until I collapsed, because I'm a go-getter. I'm a worker. You can't stop me from being that way, just like you can't take someone who tends to be lazy and make them a worker. I'm a go-getter. When I was a single mom and I was in hairdresser and I was being interviewed by the new owners, they said, she's a worker. I said, I have to accomplish every day, even on my worst day, and I can't walk. I got to at least make sure that I paid a few bills. I did something I have to accomplish. And they made me manager without a manager's license, because I'm a go-getter and I will get the job done. All right? So now you have a person that will take any ability they have and will go forward. That's just the way I am. How is God going to get my attention and slow me down? Don't let her be able to. Strip her of her security. Strip her of what will get her eyes off of me. Would they? Yeah, they might. Not because I don't love God, but I could so easily become lukewarm. Now I'm laying it on the line for you guys, because you guys seem to think that when someone is really on fire for God and they're just going and they're being used, that they are exempt to falling away from God. No one, absolutely no one is exempt from falling from God. When he had a time, because that's why I don't type a lot. I don't click a lot of likes. I don't click hearts. And it's not because I don't love you. It's because I'm trying to take care of my tendons. My arms and hands can go very quickly. And I've had it to where the pain's all the way from the shoulder down and I can't use my hands. And my hands are swollen and I can't even make a fist and I can't write and I can't type. And so I'll read what you say, but I can't respond. So I only respond here and there, especially if the Lord leads me. Okay, so let me explain. If I had my body fully, I would tend too easily to just focus off God and focus on my family and focus on what needs to get done and work and work and work. And the Lord pulled me away from that. I can barely walk. I sometimes can't even make myself something to eat. But next to him like a man, I'd come in here and I would cook and I would clean. And if it didn't get cleaned, it's only because I had no time left or no body left. I cooked everything from scratch, pasta, anything, everything, homemade soups, whatever, homemade bread, everything was from scratch. Do I have time for that and do what I'm doing now? No. Would I? Yeah, I would. I've already made some soup and that was taking me forever, having to take breaks to sit down so I could peel a carrot. But I did it because I felt I need to. All right? It would take me away from what's important. It's my personality. It can be a positive, but can also be a flaw. All right? Because I'll tend to want to please because I have a heart and I'm a team player. And when he says, Joni, would you help me hold this wood? Would you help me move this lumber? I would be more apt to say, well, I need to be in here work. Okay, here. Okay, I'll help you. I'll help you. But then I got to get back. And before you know it, I've been pulled away permanently. Okay, so let me give you an example of the proof of that. He let me off for a week of work in the ministry when I was in the women's group only. My tendons went so bad I could not use my hands or arms at all. I was in braces. It got real bad because I was pushing myself too hard because I'm a worker. And I had to stop ministering. And I told the women, I'm sorry. And so the other women took over while I rested. And let me tell you what happened. Now, this was many years ago. I think I'm a little stronger now, but I would never put anything in stone. All right? And the reason I'm telling you this is because you need to realize we're human. All of us will tend to be human. And before you know it, you're kind of getting wrapped up because now you're taking a break. You have told yourself, I get to take a break. But God is not a job. God is a relationship. And before I knew it, I found myself slipping, not having as much time with him as I did, not being as focused as I was, starting to get more involved in enjoying my family. And I started finding myself, you could so easily, Joni, fall into lukewarm. You could so easily, if you let yourself disfocus, take your focus off of what's important. This is not a job, this is a relationship. And I could see where it could happen. And if you gave me my body, I'd be working. Because pretty soon the housework becomes more important than God. This is for somebody who's listening right now. God said your housework and the things that need to be done for your family have taken priority above God. Don't let it. The bed can get made later. Go have time with the Lord. This is for a woman. Okay, so I realized that, and I think the Lord allowed it so we don't get so high and mighty to think that, well, I'm on fire for God, man. I'm all that in a bag of chips. No, you're not. Any one of us could fall short. It just depends on what it is for us that would make us fall short. For me, give me my body and I'm a workaholic and I won't stop. And I don't like a dirty house any more than the next guy. But right now I have to actually it is what it is, Joni. Don't look because you can't do it. You're not going to make it. You can barely get to A to B. How the heck are you going to do this? You can't. It's impossible. Let go. Turn around. Get on your computer. Go minister. Don't look. Do you see my point? I'm hoping I'm getting somebody because I'm letting it out there, boy. I am laying it raw because I care more about you. And God told me to get on here and share this. Okay, now let's get to the parenting part because this is the one that's even the most important. Your relationship with God has nothing to do with anything of the way we think and humans, our parents and all this. So I'm talking to this person And she says, I always see God up there with some type of hindrance, a gravel, gobble, whatever they call those stupid things. I'm just waking up. I just barely even had my coffee, but I move when God says move. I'm counseling when my eyes are still, tired from just waking up. A gobble, whatever it is. Okay, a judge. And he's so quick to judge and put it down. He's so quick to say, no, you're never going to amount to much. You're never going to be good enough. God could never love me enough. And I said, let me ask you a question. Did you have one or two parents, any of your parents, that were very critical and nothing you did was quite good enough? And she said, well, as a matter of fact, yeah. As a matter of fact, even as an adult, when I thought I had done something well and I was so pleased, I wanted to share it with them, they would come to my house and they would always find something I did wrong. And I said, that's how you see God. This is how you're seeing God. You are relating him because he's Father. Just the word Father is making you comprehend him as you do your parents. He's not the same. So then the Lord had me give her an analogy, and I know it sounds really stupid and it's very simple, but this is simple. He showed me a ladybug. And I said, okay, I'm going to use this analogy because this is what I'm seeing is a ladybug. This ladybug, if you look at it, can only be a ladybug. It can't be a dog. It can't be anything else. Why? Because that's what it is. You're looking right at it. It is a ladybug. The air you breathe, you feel it. You know it's there. It's air. You can't say that's a cloud. You can't say it's a tree. It's air. When you see the word love, so put it in front of you right now, okay? No, hold on. I got to get me some water. Get the word love in front of your face. I hope my wheelchair will get there. Give me a second, guys. Grab my water. Come on, baby. No. My wheelchair's not, I got stuck. I got my clothing in my wheelchair. Hold on. I want you to pray if I can get my wheelchair working. My brakes get stuck. All right, you little pill. Okay, let me get a sip because we got to work on this. Oh, thank you. Okay, so see the word love in front of you. Now, what is love? Put the face of Christ there. God is what love is. That's where love came from. Just like the air, all right? You can feel it. You can sense it. You can feel the presence of love. You can feel the joy of love, the peace of love, all this. But where did love come from? It's him. He is love. And so when he loves you so completely, he does discipline, but his discipline isn't like your parents made you feel less than loved, much less than loved. I had to learn at a very young age how to self-soothe. I couldn't just freely go to her and hug her. I was pushed away at 9 years old. You're too big. Get out, get away from me. It doesn't mean she never hugged me ever again, but it was not that common. Being called honey or anything was not very common. I was made to feel very unloved and unwanted. And I was the goat, even though I was a straight-laced girl. I was the goat. I was the black sheep, even though I did nothing wrong. I never even skipped school. You don't have to do something wrong, guys, to become someone's goat or black sheep. This is for somebody right now. You have been made to feel, there's a few of you, you've been made to feel like the black sheep of your family. You've been made to feel like the goat. And everybody dumped on you, and you're the dumb one, and you're the one who'll never amount to much, and you're the one who never was successful. Okay? That's not who you are. You're being abused. Okay? You are abused. It's not who you are. You are good enough. You are smart enough. You're perfect. And what little shortcomings you have, God gave you because he entrusted you. We'll get through this because it's a buffeting tool to perfect you. You have you're so down on yourself, honey. And you don't need to be because that's not who you are. And you don't even have to do something wrong to bring it on. It's coming on you because they are hurting you because they hurt. You're the one they puke up on. You're the one they abuse because it feels better. Do you understand? I don't know why we're saying this, but God have his way. All right, let's get back on task. Trying not to forget anything. So bear with me, because this is really important for your growth in God right now. You are in God, so you don't misunderstand what he's doing. All right, so God is pure love. The real thing of what love is, not what we believe it to be, not the way man shows us love. That's a false security. That's a false love. It's a self-centered love. Okay? The Lord God loves you so much. He bled, was beaten, and tortured beyond recognition. That's the kind of love that you can sense and feel and get his presence with. But does he discipline? Yes. But let me tell you the difference in his discipline and your parents. Okay? Your parents grab a belt and they're, "Wow, you're going to get it, boy. I told you not to do this. You were grounded for a month. Who the heck do you think you are? Are you stupid? Are you stuck on stupid? Are you a loser? Are you dumb?" You see the ridicule, the cruelty. "I'm going to get you." Do you see? Do you feel loved? No. You feel demeaned. You feel rejected. That's not the way God does it. God is not mad at you guys. He's not out to get you. Do you want to know the difference? I'm going to do it with you again, like I have in the past. He had to clean me up and get me ready to be used for you. And in order to do that, he had to discipline me with something I was doing. And once in a while, I got to watch myself because I'll get into the trap because I'm human. My husband and me have a great marriage, but it's not perfect. No marriage is. Now, if you want the marriage to be better, you got to change your attitude. It's not about you. And you got to remember to give more than you take. That's number one. Give more than you take. Don't make it about you and only about your wants and what you need. Make it about you both as a whole with God as the center, and give more than you take. No, Joy, honey, he's not mad at you. I guarantee you. So let me show you how God disciplines. So I get very frustrated with him. I adore that man. He's got a heart of gold. He's so kind, but he has his shortcomings just like I have mine. I'm not perfect. Okay, maybe close. I'm joking. Got to play a little. I'm not perfect. He's not perfect. We need to accept each other as we are. Okay? So sometimes he can put his wants or needs above what mine are. And I start to feel very, very devalued. Okay? And so I tend to get frustrated. Or I'll get frustrated with the way he tends to do things because they're not the way I would do them. Well, suck it up, Cupcake. So he doesn't do it the way you think it should be done. Let go. Let him be himself. Let the men be men, guys. Women, back off of your men. Don't try to change them. Let them be who they are. Just like you guys, let your women be who they are. They're not going to be perfect. Don't try to make them perfect for what you need. Let them be who they are, your spouses. And enjoy the good parts and tolerate the bad because you're no better. Okay? You got 3 fingers back at yourself. Stop criticizing. So I get frustrated. And as the disabilities got worse, it got worse. Now, on my own accord, I didn't care. That's all right, I'll do it. Okay, don't worry, I'll get it done. I'll do the work. I'll clean the storage. I'll lift it. I'll move it. Now, he's real good about moving for the most part. But when I was younger, and I was such a worker, I do everything. I just truck in and go get it done. Okay, I'll make the phone calls. I'll go do the shopping. I'll go do the wash. I'll do this. I'll do it. So I don't need you so bad. I'll just do it myself. No big deal. Now I can't do anything. I've been stripped. And I need you. Gerard, would you make me breakfast this morning? I'm hungry and I can't get up. Sure, Joni. Holy cow, are you serious? It took a lot of years to get there, but now he's doing it. Before, no. He probably wouldn't have. He didn't think I was that bad off. So I'd get frustrated. And I'd just keep saying frustrated. Not because of cooking, okay? But I'd be frustrated because of the way he made me feel. But I need to remember who I am, not who he makes me feel. My value isn't on how he treats me or how he looks at me. My value is what God says. Remember that. There's some of you who deal with this. If your spouse looks down on you, you feel like you're worthless. No, you're not. Your spouse is just dealing with something and doesn't know how to deal with it because we're human. So I'd get frustrated with him. And the more disabled I got, he wasn't getting it. Well, Joni, do you think you could get down and help me plant seeds? Gerard, I can't get down. I can't get down. Remember my legs? Oh, so you don't think? Gerard, I can't do that. Joni, do you think you could lift and hold this? Gerard, my leg, I can't do that. He just didn't get it. He wasn't trying to be mean. He just didn't get it. But what I felt was devalued. I felt he doesn't believe me. And he probably did. He just didn't get it. It was going over his head. So I'd get nippy. Whatever. Fine. It is what it is. Never mind, Gerard. I'll do myself. Do you see? And I'd be nippy. What happened when I got nippy? That's my fault. I'm not dealing well with it. Then he started getting nippy back. And pretty soon, I saw a man that wasn't normally him. And I'm like, wow, he's snapping at me without even a reason. Why? Why is he snapping at me? He normally wouldn't do that. Because he was feeling cornered. And suddenly I was talking to somebody about an abusive situation of somebody else. And all of a sudden the Lord spoke so clear to me, I literally stopped dead in my tracks and my mouth dropped. He said, what about you? What? What about you? And I was real quiet for a minute and I continued and I got alone with the Lord. I said, what are you talking? I'm not abusive. And the Lord told me, he said, no, you don't abuse the man, but you make him so uncomfortable. And that's not okay with me. He said, you have reason to be upset. You're dealing with hormone issues. You're dealing with disabilities. You're dealing with frustrations over things he does, over the way he treats you, whatever it is. You're dealing with all this stuff, and it's justified. But you are making that man uncomfortable, and that's my son, and I love him, and I don't like it. But he didn't say it in a cruel way. He just stated a fact. And do you know, when I was disciplined by my mom, or anybody in my family, the way they treated me, I felt so demeaned, so unloved, I actually almost became suicidal. I remember one time looking at the kitchen table and seeing my mom's medication and wishing I could take the whole bottle. That's parents of the earth. When he disciplined, and he was rightfully so, and I said, oh, I had no idea. Lord, you're right. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, God. I apologize. And I went to my husband and I said, look, I'm really sorry that I get nippy with you because I really don't mean to. I'm just so frustrated. And I apologize. I didn't say, well, if you would stop doing this, Gerard, I would be so much. If you would just stop making me feel so, and you would stop acting like this, and you would start doing things the way I know they should be done, I wouldn't be so nippy. Shame on me if I did that, but I didn't. Because I'm responsible for myself. He's responsible for himself with God. I didn't look at him and what if you change so I can? No, you change first. You're the one who's in the wrong at this moment. For whatever reason, like the Lord said, even though it was justified for my anger or my frustration, doesn't give me the right to make that person feel less than. Even uncomfortable. That's how much he loves you. He doesn't even want his children uncomfortable unless he appoints it as a buffeting. Do you see? So I went to him and humbled myself and said, I'm really sorry. I love you. And I'm so sorry that the Lord brought this to my attention. I didn't even realize how frustrated I was and how nippy I was becoming. And I'm sorry. I said, I will try really hard not to be that way. And I did. And immediately the joy of the Lord fell all over me and I felt this peace. I felt something lift off my shoulders and I started acting better. Because the Lord brought it to my attention. You are a team with God. You're a team. You work together. He's your father. You're his son or daughter. He's your husband. He's your provider. He's everything to you. And he loves you so much. He's like, hey, let's let's look at this here. This situation has to stop. It does not please me. Do you understand? Let's work on this situation. Your attitude stinks. But when he gets done with you, you don't even feel demeaned. You don't feel rejected. You feel like, oh, thank you, Lord. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. Absolutely, I'll do it, God. Maybe it's because my attitude was always willing to receive. I don't know. But I didn't get an attitude with it. I didn't feel rejected. I was so happy not to feel so demeaned and so rejected because I was disciplined. Do you understand? Now, once in a while, I'll start to want to get that way again. And I got to quickly get a hold of my tongue because I'm frustrated. And do you know what I told him? And I'm going to tell you, you men, listen up. When women are acting out against you, it's because they're frustrated. Now, some have a bad attitude. Some have a self-centeredness and all that. That wasn't my problem. But because of my disability, because of my inaccuracy to take care of things, I'm frustrated. And if I feel like you're not getting the picture or you're not on my side in a way of helping, I'm going to get frustrated. Okay, so there's times now, honey, I'm laying my heart out for you, and you can hate me, that's fine. I do. You can criticize me, it doesn't matter. I'm doing this because I love you more than I care to protect myself. Okay? But even now, I'll get frustrated. Sometimes I'll start crying because I just want to get things done. I can't stand this. I'm moving in upstairs and I'm still in boxes and I can barely get around. I can't use my wheelchair and my legs are hurting and my muscles are locking up like rocks and I'm just frustrated. And I want to get this work done and I want to make this soup, but I can't stand. So take it in intervals. And I'm flustered. And then he says, I think I'm going to go do this. What? But we need to get this done. We need to get this done or that done. I'm going to let go, let go, let go. And let him do what he needs to do. He's going to do it anyway. Let go. It doesn't matter. God will take care of everything. Everything's going to be okay. All right? So I went up to him one day and I said, I want to tell you, if I become nippy, I apologize. I'm trying really hard never to get nippy. You know, and we deal with the hormone things us women do when you get old, even more so. I'm trying really hard. But if I come across frustrated, it's not because I'm mad at you. It's because I'm frustrated with my life. I can't function. I can't move. I can't do. And I'm just so frustrated. And I'm hurting so bad. I can't think straight. And I said, if you would, all I need is for you to come up to me, give me a hug, and tell me everything's going to be okay. Help me calm back down. That's all I need. Bring me off the cliff. But if he doesn't, guys, girls, get yourself off the cliff. Your frustrations coming from pain. Your frustrations coming from lack. Out of being able to control the things around you. And if you've ever been abused, guy or girl, you will want to control things around you to keep you safe. Things are going to get really like a roller coaster, God said, coming ahead. And you're not always going to feel safe and secure. And you're not always going to feel in control. You got to talk yourself off the cliff. It's okay. Doesn't have to be perfect. Everything's okay. Just sit down, take a breath. It doesn't matter if you don't get the dishes done. It doesn't matter. You can't walk. Oh, well, tomorrow's another day. It'll get better. Change your attitude. Tomorrow will get better. Just get through today. Yesterday was hell. I had such a severe headache. I couldn't think. I could barely pray. I did what I could and I let go. Tomorrow will be better. Tonight, take some muscle relaxants. Tonight, do this and do that. Do what you can and let it go. It's just another day. You'll get through it. Okay, you see what I'm saying? Talk yourself off the cliff. If he's not there for you because he doesn't understand, it's not because he doesn't love you, it's he doesn't get it. I know of a man that I've been feeling that with, that his wife is not getting something from him that she needs. And so she's lashing out and she doesn't even realize it. And he doesn't realize it. So let me tell you this, okay? Guys, You need to remember she needs you emotionally more than anything on earth. She needs you to support her, to help calm her, to help give her security, reassurance, because she feels women, this is a natural thing with women. We need to feel that strength around us. Now, hopefully, that strength comes from God. But sometimes we need to see it and feel it physically in our husbands because we tend to feel insecure easier, especially if you have children. All the more you will feel insecure. And if she's been abused, she's going to want to control things around her. She's going to want to control how her kids are raised. She's going to want to control how things are done because it brings her security. Now, for the men, women, they need your respect. They need you to honor and respect them. Don't try to change them. Don't be their mommy. They don't need a mother. They need a wife. They need their best friend. Okay? So what you need to do is let them be themselves. If they do things a little backwards, so what? Let them feel so loved and accepted as they are that then when they come home to their castle, they feel great. They feel so loved, they can't wait to get home. And then you learn how to live around it. I had to learn, because I'm married to a loner, I had to learn how to be happy in spite of the fact there's nobody around me. I'm in solitary confinement. I had to learn because I'm an outgoing person. I love to laugh. I'm very playful. I'm a hugger. I love people. I love jobs. When I had a job, get out there with the people. How you doing? Come on in. Yeah. Hey, how about we play some cards? All right. How about we have dinner together? Well, I'm having a ball. And now here I am in a little bus. No one to talk to. Nothing but cleaning this little tiny bus and fighting off the mice for my food. Wow, that was tough. And I'm disabled. And I got to drag in 5 gallons of water and drag in the wood to stay warm when I was used to a home. You just turn the thermostat. Talk about wilderness and buffeting. And all I did was go down more. What do? Change your attitude. I sat and cried a lot. I felt devalued. I felt unloved. I felt rejected by him because he's a loner. It's not his fault. I married him this way. So why am I going to try to change something? That's the way he is. He's not a bad person. He's just a loner. It's not a fault. It's just a personality trait. Don't try to change him, guys. So I thought, all right, Joni, you can sit here and feel sorry for yourself and cry the rest of your life, or you can take the bull by the horns and make something of your life. Make it work. You're stronger than you think. Do something that you don't need him. So don't live with them. Don't let your family life and your husband be your all in all. You love him, so you're there, but you don't need him. All right? Emotionally, you don't need him to survive. Make yourself happy. So I started sewing. I started getting some fabric and starting to learn how to make skirts, and it was hilarious. The first skirt I made, you could bend 500 pounds or 10 pounds. It didn't matter because the elastic went everywhere. It was hilarious. And I wore it to the store in the middle of the night. And I showed this woman at Walmart, and we both had the biggest laugh about this skirt, and I had a blast. And I started perfecting making a zipper because I did that better than I did the other kind. And my skirts were hilarious, and some looked pretty good, and other ones were like, what were you thinking? But it brought me out of my funk because I had a reason to get up in the morning. I wasn't as close to God as I am now. This morning, I couldn't wait to be with him. I sat there and I'm feeling nervous with things. And I said, Lord, I just want to go curl up in your lap. I want to be one-on-one with you. I need some reassurance right now. I'm feeling a little shaken. So let's have time together, God. Now I'm more focused on God than I am him because I have learned to live with him because I love him, not because I need him. I am learning to give him the respect and honor due him, not because he deserves it, but because he's a human being who needs to, because God said so, feel loved, feel accepted just like he is. It doesn't matter if he does things my way. It matters that he feels good about himself and how loved he is. That his castle, whether it's done the way I think it should be, doesn't matter. It's his. Do it your own way. It'll get done somehow. And I remember even sitting here crying one day. Lord, I wanted this to be so perfect for you. And the Lord said, don't worry about it. Do you trust me? And I said, yes, but I wanted it to be so. He said, do you trust me? I said, yes. Then let go. I'll make it beautiful. Don't worry. It'll be done right. Because if it's not, I can make it right. I'm God. He's giving God his best. He's giving you his best. So don't criticize women. Don't raise your husband. Let him be who he is and praise him. Now let me tell you this, and this goes on both sides, and I don't know why we're going here, but so be it, Lord. I want you for 30 days not to criticize your spouse once for anything. I don't care if they're wrong or not. No criticizing. You hear me? And I want you to find something to praise him over. I literally, and I mean it when I say this, I actually felt it. I didn't do it just to manipulate. But I would tell my husband, ever since we were married, I all of a sudden would just get this feeling to say it. And so I'd say it. I'd say, I just want you to know I appreciate you working so hard for us. I know you would have to work whether we were married or not, but thank you. Thank you for taking that job and working so hard. I know it was tough on you. And you could see his whole demeanor. He'd kind of puff out his chest and raise his, you're welcome. You're welcome. Good. Oh, no problem. No problem. He wants to be your hero, honey. Let him be your hero. Okay? Let him be the man that takes care of his family. And some of his decisions may not be quite right, but let him try. And encourage him to seek God on his decisions. He's giving it his best. So praise him for that. You know, honey, thank you so much for doing my dishes today. Yeah, I've done it where Gerard never done dishes. But when I was hurting so bad, and I think it's my kidneys that are bleeding, and I was hurting so much I couldn't get up. The more I got up, the more pain I had. And I said, Gerard, I can't get my dishes done. It's been 3 days. I can't get them done. Whoops. He said, I'll tell you what. He says, I'll do them for you. I fell on the floor. Are you serious? We've been married, well, let me see, 19 years now? Together almost 21 years. Actually, 21 years. Never has he done my dishes. Are you serious? Are you all right? Can I take your temp? His kindness was overwhelming to me. And he said, I will do your dishes. And he went in there and he did my dishes. I was so touched. I sat there in my chair and I said, thank you so much for your kindness. Thank you so much, Gerard. I surely appreciate this. I'll do my best to keep up. I promise I will. And I do. But when it gets out of control, because I physically just can't do it. And it was a handful that took maybe 10 minutes, but it would take me hours. You see? What kindness? Let them be appreciated for what they do, male or female. If she cooks you a meal that took her hours, boy, man, don't criticize it. Thank you so much, honey. You have no idea what it means to me. You cook so well. I just love it. I appreciate what you do for our family, honey. I appreciate that you clean this house. I know it's not easy. I know you have days when you don't feel like it. Love and accept each other and give each other praise. You'd be surprised how fast they raise that bar, and they're even kinder, and they're more accepting of you. The biggest thing I have found in people is they just need to feel valued. They need to feel loved and accepted just like they are, because imperfections are normal, and they're never going to be good enough in their eyes or yours if you get critical. Okay? Now, some of you, I just saw a woman talking about her abused husband was abused by his mother. You're going to have problems when someone's been abused. The women will want to control things. I myself can get that way. Now, I'm not as aggressive. I'm not an aggressive person, so I don't get violent and aggressive. But I will just at some point say, you know what, I'm just going to do it, and I'll go do what I got to do. Because I don't feel valued, and I want to do what I feel I need to get done. But when men have been abused and stuff, and they have insecurities, they can tend to become abusers. If the abuse is too severe, you need to get out of the situation. Doesn't mean you have to divorce, but you need to separate for safety, especially if you have children. But you need to find a way to deal with whatever is coming your way without going down with it. Your value is not in what they say, and it's mentally very hard to do, okay? But don't stay in an abusive situation. We're not talking about that here, all right? So let me just reiterate a couple things real fast, and I'm gonna let you go. It's getting late on this video, and I apologize, but God's wanting me to do this. So the first point is being valuable regardless what you look like. Don't let bondages get in the way. Vanity and bondage is what it is. All right? Don't let your shortcomings get in the way of who you are, of who you feel you are, because these are buffeting tools God's used against you. And I don't mean that in a bad way. He's allowing it because it's going to make you so perfect. He's allowing the trials and the tribulations and the testing, and you must pass the test with him, the ones he allows for you to be more obedient, for your faith to grow. You must pass those, okay? Then we talked about your shortcomings, your physical, emotional, whatever. These are all buffeting tools. And if it's going to help you grow in God, don't look against it. Don't reject it, but embrace it and learn from it. And let the buffeting be done so you can be perfected. And the purification, the refining. The other thing is working with your marriage and your spouse, your value and who you are. When God disciplines you, it's not like parents discipline. It's not demeaning, all right, because he's perfect. And he really, really loves you. He's not mad at you, so don't think he's mad. He's never mad at you. He gets mad at the wicked. He will punish the wicked. He disciplines his children. There's a difference. The wrath of God, when it comes, will be punishment. The discipline he gives his children is correction with love. You know, Joni, you got to stop doing this. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, God. I didn't even realize. I used to say, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, all the time. And I said, God, will you help change my tongue? I can't get away from it. I keep trying, but all my life, suddenly I found myself saying, oh my gosh. Yeah, just go to him. He loves you. Now with your marriage, do not abuse each other. Women, don't refuse sex. I'm sorry. I know you may not feel like it, but you need to show him love. It's not a matter whether you earned it. I know this is really getting heavy here, guys, but I'm a counselor, and I want to help you, male and female both, have a good relationship. You need to not refuse him ever, ever. It doesn't matter whether you feel like it. It's not about you. This is a team. This is a loving relationship. Don't make him feel rejected because he wasn't as perfect today, or I got a headache, so. You know, it's not about you. It's about you both as a team. I never once refused my husband, and there's many times I didn't feel like it. But I don't want him to feel rejected. My love for him comes before what I feel like. Okay? Don't use it as a weapon. Now, guys, let me give you some heads up. If you hurt her children, she's going to refuse you because you're hurting her. Don't abuse her children. And they're yours too, I get it. But don't abuse the children. Be kind and loving. And don't ask her for sex when you know she doesn't feel good because you're being insensitive to her. It's a two-way street. Don't be so insensitive because it's not about you either. It's about you as a team. You need to look out for your partner more than you look out for yourself. Give more than you take. If you know she's not feeling good today, don't be so cruel and rude as to go up to her and try to have sex because that's what you want. Be a man of God. Look out for her. As a matter of fact, go the extra mile today because she's not feeling good. Do her dishes. Clean the house. I know you've worked all day. It's not about you. It's about being the perfect partner. So do for her. Make supper for her and let her rest. And watch her turn around and be doubly kind to you when you need it. Okay? It's a two-way street, guys. And guys, I'm going to be straight here. I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm just going to do it. Don't just jump her and just start grabbing. Women, start in the kitchen, hun. Women need nurturing emotionally. Give her a back rub. Go slow. If she's worth it to you, if you really love her, give her what she needs like you want her to give what you need. Ask her what she needs. And when she tells you, give it. If she says, I need to be, have a back rub. I need to relax. I've had it where I'm in the kitchen doing dishes, honey. Okay. But I'm still in the kitchen doing dishes. I'm not even there. Do you want me there? Then you got to bring me into the game. And you can't do it like you do it because I'm not you. I'm not a guy. I function differently. I work differently. My body functions differently. So treat me as I am. I'm a female, so bring me around like a female is brought. I hope this is helping some of you guys. That's part of the reason why you're being rejected by your wife. It's not because she doesn't love you, but you don't even know how because you're not talking. And when she does tell you, you're not listening. I'm just straight. I'm a straight shooter, guys. You need to allow her to be treated like she needs to be treated, and you won't have a problem. But don't be so cruel as to ask her when she's not feeling good. That's just not even kind. Hey, how about we go and do this and go run errands and do this, but you can barely get out of bed because you're sick or you got a pounding migraine. No, that's insensitive. So don't ask. Women, don't reject. Okay, don't use it as a weapon. Even if he's done something that upset you that day, but you're feeling okay, go be with the Lord and let it go. Lay it down, let it go. So I hope this helps. Bottom line is, for all of this, is God loves you just the way you are. And God's not mad at you. And God doesn't discipline like your parents discipline. And he's not mad. So please understand that when he disciplines, it's only because he loves you so much. And he's much more gentle in the way that he disciplines. Okay? Be kind to each other, guys. You're stuck in the house together right now a lot. Make sure you know what would make that person happy. Let's do it, okay? Let's give more than we're taking. Let's be the perfect partner and not make it about us. I love you guys dearly. Bye-bye.